again, welcome back to my channel and all dear students, those who are watching my channel and learning from it. Now today we are going to start a very interesting chapter in economics. The first chapter, that is the story of village Palampur. The story of village Palampur is an imaginary village. This village has about 450 families and main activity is farming. 80% of upper caste own the land in the village. Some small manufacturing, transporting, and shopkeeping non farming activity also used to take place in village Palampur. It has two primary schools, a primary health center, and also it is well developed with road connection. Now, we are going to understand with the help of this village that how the production activity in the village used to take place. Let us see how land is distributed in village Palampur. Around 150 families, most of them were Dalit, have no land for cultivation, and about 240 families cultivate in a small piece of land that is less than 2 hectares in size. The cultivation of such plot doesn't bring adequate income to the farmer family. In Palampur, there are 60 families of medium and large farmers who cultivate more than 2 hectares of land. A few of larger family land extending over the 10 hectare or more. Children, is there any way to grow more from the same piece of land? Means, if you have a small piece of land, can you grow more and more crop production? Yes, it is possible. It is possible with the help of multiple cropping pattern. How does this multiple cropping pattern used to take place? Farmer used to grow two or more than two crops in a year, and this way of cultivation is called as multiple cropping, and this is very popular in our most of the part of states. For example, in Uttar Pradesh we follow Rabi and Kharif along with so many other vegetable we used to grow in between the Rabi and Kharif crop production. Let's see the difference between Rabi crops and Kharif crop. Rabi crops, they are generally planted in the month of November and harvested in April month. Wheat, barley, pea and gram are the examples of Rabi crop. Now, Kharif crop. They are generally planted in the month of June and harvested in October. Rice, maize, cotton and groundnut are the examples of Kharif crop. These are the way called as the different way which used to be increase the crop production in the productivity. So what is multiple cropping? Multiple cropping is a way of doing cultivation in which farmer used to cultivate in a same piece of land for a year and grow different types of crops. That is called as multiple cropping. Now this is the biggest question, that will land remain sustained? Yes, we need to think about after adopting the theory of green revolution, which increased the crop productivity on one hand, but also towards the consequences. If we will see, the green revolution brought three negative impact in our natural resource, that is land fertility reduced due to the continuous use of fertilizers in the field, and also we saw the result of that was less productivity. So in this way we can say that the land need to sustain. What is the meaning of sustain here? Sustain means using any natural resource without harming and carefully. So we need to think about that when we talk about the green revolution, we discussed that we need to apply modern technology along with that we need to use high yielding variety of seeds. So when we followed all these procedure for growing crops in the field, the side effect of following this procedure was that we started losing the soil fertility. So to maintain the soil fertility, because land part cannot be increased, as we all know, the population will grow continuously and it is growing, but the piece of land will remain same. So how to maintain or how to sustain the land? This is the biggest question for us now to think about. So on one side, when we are following the green revolution, other side we need to think about the repercussions of the green revolution, means continuous using of modern technology, or we can say high yielding varieties of seeds or pesticide. The fertility of the soil gets reduced, and result of that we again remain in the situation of less product or less production. So in this way we can say we need to think about the sustainability concept or the sustainable development for the land. Let us see how farmers of village Palampur used to get money for their farming. The capital needed in farming. The small farmers have to borrow money to arrange for the capital from the larger farmers or the money lenders, and the rate of interest on such loans remains very high. They struggle to pay for that loan a lot. So this was the situation in village Palampur for the farmers. The aim of production is to provide goods and services, and there are basic four requirements which we need to produce goods. So what are these? Number one, the first and very important which we need is land. Number two is labor. Number three is physical capital. And number fourth is human skill. So children, we all know, suppose if we want to produce any production, we require these basic things. Number one is land, labor, physical capital and human capital. So why do we require land? Land is only the place where we can establish our material or the production elements or stuff. So suppose if a farmer want to do the production of crops, then he requires land. And on the other hand, if any manufacturer or industrialist, he want to produce any product like soap, he also need a piece of land for establishing his industry. So land becomes very important natural resource. Now, to work upon this piece of land, we require another very important component, that is labor. And these laborers are educated, also uneducated. So this is called labor, which is another important requirement which we need for the production of goods and services. Now physical capital, I think this is a new term for you all, that what do we mean by physical capital. Here physical capital basically all those material, all those resources which we require for the production like money, tools, machines, all these are categorized into physical capital. But physical capital is being further divided into fixed capital and working capital. This is very important children. Many times it is being asked in the exams that what is the difference between physical capital and working capital. So children, to understand the difference between fixed capital and working capital, let us take the example of this marker in ink. Now this pen marker is fixed capital for me. Why? Because I have invested my money one time. So investment of money one time throughout the year is called as your fixed capital. Whereas the ink which I am using continuously in my pen, when it doesn't work, that becomes the working capital. It means money in hand using time to time is called as your working capital. So here we can write the example like pen as a fixed capital and ink using in the pen will be the example of working capital. Let me tell you another real life example of fixed capital and working capital. See children, the school building where you enter, that school building is the example of fixed capital. Once the building is constructed, no need to think about the further building. So but the investment like using furniture, bringing furniture, arranging smart boards, time to time paying salary to the teachers, all these will be the working capital for the owner. So this is the example how we can understand the fixed capital and working capital. There are so many examples in your real life, you can assume it. You can think and tell me in the comment section, if your mother is working in the kitchen, what are those materials which can be categorized into the fixed capital and what are those inputs which can be categorized into the working capital. This is a question for your activity. Next and very important requirement is human skill. What is human skill? Human skill is the talent and the knowledge of human being. So without talent and the knowledge of human being, we cannot operate all these things to produce any kind of production. For example, suppose I am a farmer and I have piece of land, I have arranged labor also for my harvest time, and I have thresher, but I don't have a person who can run my thresher. So where I required a person who is skilled, a skilled person who can run the thresher machine, how to operate. So that is called as what? Human skill. So human skill is very important part of organization of the product. So we all have seen that these are the very important material which is required for the production. So children, this is very important question. Sometime it is being asked, what are the basic requirement for the production of any goods and services? So you are going to tell 4 important elements. Number 1, land. Number 2, labor. Number 3, physical capital. And in physical capital, you can describe the example or the parts like working and fixed. Now then comes your human capital.
Let's do a short chapter checkup. Which of the following is the factor of production? Land, labor, physical capital, or all of above? When more than one crop is grown in a same piece of land in a year, it is called crop rotation, multiple cropping, kharif crop, or rabi crop. What is the effect of green revolution on soil? It enhances the soil fertility, it decreases the soil fertility, it increases the production, or none of the above. Thank you so much for watching. Please do not forget to answer all these questions in your comment session.